Hello, hello. Happy Thursday afternoon, January 31st. I'm glad you're here, and I'm so glad to be getting some energy into our group and some participation, so it's not just me. But I am just so thrilled to have all of you in the group joining in and supporting each other. It's just awesome. It's really what I stand for, helping women help each other. And I just love it. So thank you so much for being here. So today we are talking about how to know if you are undercharging. And excuse me, I'm just going to use my phone to make sure this live feed is working and you can hear me. So give me oh, there I am. Okay. Okay. Prop that up and turn this down so you don't get an echo. Okay. Awesome. Okay, thank you for your patience. Why is this not playing? Here we go. Still not playing for me. If you're here live, can you tell me if it's playing for you? Yeah, looks like it's playing. Okay, cool. So back to the topic. We are talking today about how to know if you are undercharging for your services. So, I talk to so many people that are just in the struggle of not making enough money yet and feeling like just kind of that clench on the money they have. And it's really hard. Oh, thank you. I don't know who said that. Oh, Mary Cat, thank you. That's why I have to look at my phone because this fancy system that I use doesn't let me see who's actually commenting. It just lets me see the comments. So thank you for being here. And I see Suzanne. Thank you for being here. And Karen. Awesome. Love having you ladies here. So yeah, just that point of like, it's what comes first? Like, do I have to make money before I can spend money, or do I have to, do I have to spend money before I make money? And some people are unwilling to do that, right? So it just kind of gets into this whole conversation around like, well, why aren't you making enough money to to support what you really want to be doing? And a lot of times it's because people are undercharging. So before I really dive in, I just wanted to, introduce myself for those of you that are new to me and my community, the Entrepreneur Sisterhood. I am Katie Collins, and I am a coach for wellness practitioners, other coaches, and online experts who have a fear of sales and really a fear of visibility. And so they're not taking the actions that they need to take in order to get that consistent $5,000 per month or more in their business. So my clients typically, would love to make $5,000 consistently, and then their goal is really to make that $10K a month. But they're hovering around the 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 range, and it's frustrating. It's a frustrating place to be because you're doing the work you love and you're having the impact, on the people that you're working with, and you're really good at what you do. And yet when you're not seeing the results in your bank account, and every month it's like, oh, which bills can I pay first? So that I can try to make some more money to pay the rest of my bills. That's not a fun existence. And I know that I used to be there, so I totally get it. And I felt so frustrated that I felt like I was doing all I could. And yet I still wasn't, seeing those results, and just unable to afford vacation, unable to afford nice things. Right? I wanted a couple nice new outfits to network in and that kind of thing. And I just was so stuck in making do with what I had. And that was the money story I grew up with. And so that's what I've been trying to eliminate for a long time. And I've been doing really well at it. But it really does start with your pricing. So I have a couple of things that I want to share with you just to kind of keep in mind here. The first thing is, if you're feeling any resistance, right? So if it's like you're feeling stressed about money, but when I said, oh, maybe look at how much you charge, excuse me, there can be a resistance to raising your rates. So I just want you to notice that. Just honor yourself and the resistance that might be coming up for you, and put it aside and just listen to what I'm saying today, and maybe it will alleviate some of the resistance you're feeling. But I just want to honor that you may be there, and I know that I had been there too, so that's why I totally get that. The other thing is, the whole like, am I good enough? Are people going to pay that? People are going to pay for the result that you provide. And the right people are going to pay you whatever money you decide, right? I was thinking the other day about personal trainers, right? Now, you can be a personal trainer and work for like 24-hour fitness, and I have no idea how much money they make. But obviously 24-hour fitness is going to take a cut, so they probably don't make $1 million doing that, right? But it's a great way to get started and get some clients. Then you've got your personal trainers that, maybe work out of a gym, and they may travel to your home. And that's a certain level. And then you've got the personal trainers that choose to work with people that are wealthy and busy, and they've kind of opened up their schedule to be able to come over at, different random times of day. It's not like they keep their set schedule because they let their clients do that for them, or they have online systems, right? So everyone wants the same result. And yeah, there are certain people that will only pay the 24-hour fitness prices, and there are people that will pay top dollar to have someone come into your house. Same thing. You're literally, it's physical training. It's, personal training is personal training, right? It's just that these people have different business models. So you get to decide your business model, and you get to decide who you're marketing to and what they may want to pay for that service. All right. Let's see. So my point being, if I can convince you today that you might be undercharging, and again, I don't know, maybe you're not undercharging, but if you suspect that you are, it may be true. So what I would love is for you to be able to get to the right price point so that you can finally stop stressing over money. Wouldn't that feel great? Right? And then really have the money that you want to reinvest back into your business. And we'll talk about some of those expenses and things in just a minute. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is charging by the hour. So I just had a session with a client, also a coach, and I told her, I've stopped saying what I charge for an hourly rate because I don't really have an hourly rate. I sell packages. And if somebody took a calculator out and wanted to check, what my hourly rate is, it's nearly impossible because my packages include more than just sessions with me. So I don't think you should be charging by the hour, and I don't think you should be selling just an hour of your time. So of course, this is going to be a little different if you're like a body worker or acupuncturist. I totally understand people want to come in, for single sessions in that case. But would you agree that people get much better results if they sign up for a package instead? So you could do an introductory hour and then let them know when they buy the introductory hour that this is the only single hour of your time that you sell. And if they want to work with you, you offer packages because the results are exponential when someone really commits to this work, whether it's body work or acupuncture or anything, right? You can't go to a personal trainer today and see results tomorrow, right? You have to create a relationship with that person and continue going back. So anyone that's doing anything in the transformation industry, including being an online expert, including, graphic design, web design, right? You can't solve anyone's problems in a single hour of time. So that would be my first recommendation, is to stop selling only 1 hour of your time. Here's why. You have to re-enroll someone every single session, right? So it's like you see them and it's like in the back of the head, you've got your script running, are they going to book again? Right? And you might get that churning in your stomach, let's just stop that. All right. So talking about hourly rate, because there is a sense of knowing in your heart what you want to make per hour. And that's a good way to start when you're thinking about what to charge. But I've got a little story for you, and it's like a little cautionary tale here. So to be totally transparent, when I was teaching here in Denver, I had an adult ed job, and I was teaching. I was making like about $30 an hour, somewhere in there, 31 or 29, whatever. And that was my mentality, was, okay, that's my baseline. I know what that got me per year. And so when I first started coaching, I thought, oh, well, if I just up it to like $75 an hour, then I've more than doubled my income. And, that feels pretty fair to me. And what I didn't realize was how much extra time I was spending as a new entrepreneur on, sending emails and writing notes and, just the hustle and bustle of being a business owner. So charging someone for $75 for an hour of my time was great when I was working with someone who was paying me. But when I was doing all those other things, nobody was paying me $75 an hour to do those. I'm sure you get my drift here. So what helped me was making a list of all of my expenses. Now this is challenging. Like, I'm going to challenge you to do this, and I want you to pop back into this feed and tell me later on. You don't have to tell me how much if you don't want to, but tell me that you did it for accountability. And go ahead and I don't know how you would raise your hand, but write yes in the comments, I guess, if you've done this before, because it's very telling to not just off the top of your head, what are you spending money on, but really looking at the bank statements and going, oh yeah, I do have that $10 a month subscription over here. Oh, I've got another $15 one over here. Oh, this one, geez, when I first signed up, it was $15. Now it's $25. When did that happen? Right? Like, all these things. So it's like keeping a list of all your subscriptions, all of your paid services, online scheduling system, web hosting, email marketing system, phone, right? Monthly internet, right? So all of those things that you're paying every month. And also, what are the tools that you need? So I remember back in early 2015, that was my year that I kind of exploded in my own sense of, okay, now I know what I'm doing, and I made my first $10,000 month that year, and many more after that. That year was the year that I was like, I am not going to let money get in my way of not letting me have the tools I need. So I had an ancient laptop. I never could figure out how to use the stupid camera because it was so old. And then I ended up going to Amazon and buying a cheap camera. Then I realized that I had to buy a mic. So then I got the mic and set it all up. Still didn't really know how to do it. Still didn't know how to edit anything. I needed editing software. And all my friends with Macs were like, everything you need is right here on the computer. So it's more money, but you don't have to buy all these pieces. And so I finally, I don't know what happened. I woke up one morning and I was like, today is the day I am buying a new computer, and it's going to be a MacBook Pro. And I ended up getting it financed through Barclay Bank. I had excellent credit. I knew that. So it was free financing for 18 months. So I was able to pay off my laptop in 18 months. Didn't matter if I, of course, if I paid it in cash or paid it off in this 18 months, it didn't cost me any more money. And I was thrilled, and I'm still on the same laptop. I freaking love it. And so what do you need to buy that's going to stop you from being like, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't know how to do this, I'm not doing videos because da 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 da. No. If you're in business and you want to do videos, then buy what you need to do the videos. Stop trying to make decisions on, I'm going to hold on to my money as tightly as I can because I'm not making enough. And instead figure out, like I did, you can just finance it and it's not even going to cost you any extra money. All right. So that's my soapbox on buy what you need. But keep track of all your expenses, office supplies, mileage, subscriptions, any overhead costs you have, rent and whatnot, insurances that you need. And then, of course, health insurance. If you are single and don't have a partner that has a corporate job, or maybe you're both entrepreneurs, you need to buy your own health insurance, and it is not cheap. It's you can plan on spending at a minimum $400 a month in health insurance, and that doesn't even really cover anything. So you need to have the concept of like having a bank account with about $8,000 in it, because that's your out-of-pocket maximum that you're going to have for the year. And then it just turns over again next year. So it's a hefty expense that you've got to plan for. And then, of course, you've got your health expenses. So like I said, you've got maybe if you can have $8,000 for those out-of-pocket expenses, hopefully you're not even using your insurance, but even to go to an acupuncturist or get some body work done, right? Like you want to have some money available for that. You want to plan for that. That's self-care and health-related things you want to plan for, not for when you're in pain, but let's eliminate pain or, prevent it. All right. And then of course, living expenses. So getting an idea of how much do you need every month to live within the bills that you've got. And then you've got taxes. You've got a self-employment tax that no one else is paying. So pretty much every time I get paid anything, I immediately transfer 20% into a savings account so that I'm ready to pay my quarterly taxes each quarter. And then you want money for training, for coaching, and for personal development. So I remember, 2014, 2015, somebody had asked me, do you have a budget for coaching? And I didn't. And how embarrassing. I'm a coach and I don't have a budget for coaching, but I didn't. And so you really want to make sure that you've got a budget for going to conferences. And it's not just the conference fee. It may be the flight to get there, the hotel, right? So it's planning these things out, knowing how much those things are going to cost and deciding you need them. They're not something that you're going to wait to make money. Like these are things you need. Okay. Then you've got to think about all that goes into lead generation and the costs of that. And that includes the time, right? About 25% of your time is spent on activities that are non-income generating, but important, such as accounting, and, email marketing and just any sort of lead generation, preparing for a talk, right? All those things you have to do. So about 25% of your time is going to be unpaid while you're working. And so you want that included in this number that I'm getting you to get to. So starting with all of those things, that's, how much money you need to pay out in expenses per year. And then put in how much money you want to make per year, right? And you want to add the two together. So the biggest mistake people make is they just say, I want to make 80 grand a year or 100 grand a year or, six figures, right? Everyone loves to say that. And they're not taking account the expenses that are going to come right off the top of that, right? So if you want to make $100,000 and your expenses are $45,000, you're going to be bummed at the end of the year to only have had $55,000 actually go through your bank account in terms of paying for stuff, right? So let's make sure that if you want to make $100,000 and your expenses are, I don't know what I just said, $45,000, then your target is $145,000. That's what you want to make in a year. Now that you have your target, you've got to base your pricing on that. And let's get just in a reality of, how many leads do you have coming and how many people do you expect to serve per year? And then you want to build your business around that. So, for example, if I kept my pricing at $75 an hour, I would be stuck working at least 60 hours a week, at least. Coaching. That's just income coaching, let alone the other stuff that I would have to be doing, right? It's not sustainable. So let me just take a look at the comments here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love it. Jennifer, Becky, Diana, Monica, thank you. Good point. It's time to keep a list of expenses and overhead. Yes, all in one place. Definitely. Awesome. And definitely I need to totally agree. Something I need to do. Monica says, I'm glad you're putting a % of time spent on lead gen. Aha, it is time consuming, but so important. You are right, Monica. And preach it, girl. I know you know. And Jennifer, this is great stuff. Thank you. And then especially if we're healers or coaches, we need to have a budget so we can walk our talk. Yes, that is so important, right? Is to make sure that you're budgeting for things that that you're selling, right? That's important to you. I mean, that I really honor that coach for saying that to me, because although I didn't work with her, that consultation left a lasting impression on me. And it was really a time to get real with money. And I think we just avoid looking at money, and it's oh, who am I to charge XYZ, per hour? I'll tell you who you are. You're an entrepreneur who isn't getting anything for free. We're not getting health insurance subsidized by our corporate job, right? We're not getting paid vacation by our corporate job. We need to pay for all of that and plan for all of that. And that is how you decide your prices. Okay, so again, starting with what you want to bring home in a year, add to that your expected expenses. And then, if you're struggling with how to create a package that's big enough to sell and make it worth your while, in terms of, how much effort you're putting out there and how many leads you've got coming in. I've set myself up as a boutique coaching business. I want to be on a small scale for right now. I want to, I pretty much want to have just 12 clients this year, one-on-one. And that I've set up my business to be able to sustain that and for that to be a really exciting number of people to work with. I did that on purpose. I know how much I want to work and how much I don't. I know my tendency to be an overachiever and to work myself to the ground and not take breaks. And I know I can do that, right? I've done it. And it is not fun. And so I really set my intention for this year to be the year that my boutique coaching business serves me. So that, I'm really happy with what I'm doing. And I feel really good about my price point as well. I don't feel like it's too much. I get feedback all the time that it's not. I feel like it's very fair. And yet I'm excited about the possibility of people working with me with the packages that I've created, because they're so holistic. There's a lot included in it, right? There's a lot of support waiting for people. And because I don't want to serve so many clients, I'm available. When one of my clients needs me, or, if another session has to get popped in between our sessions for something, or they need a phone call from me, it's great. I have the time to do it, and I'm so happy to do it. So that's what I mean by developing a business plan that works for the lifestyle that you want to lead, and creating packages that you are absolutely thrilled to offer people. So I wanted to let you know, if you're stuck on any of this and you would like to know what it would be like to work with a coach to help you with some of these decisions and processes and conversations that you have to enroll people, I am your girl for that. I would love to chat with you. I have a Rock Your Sales, it's called, strategy session that I just want to honor and offer to you guys. I only do a handful of these per month, but I definitely would love to be able to chat with you specifically that's here today and in my group. So I'm just going to put a link right there in the comments. You can book one of those sessions. It's funny, I had an older previous client ask me, why are these free? You should be charging for these. And I was like, again, I've built my business so that I have the time to do them. I am not as busy as I was when I was working a big contract. So I like to keep them free because I understand that it takes a little bit of trust, right, to connect and to chat with me. So I just want to make it as easy as possible for you. So all I ask in return is that you're really ready to have that conversation and you're really ready to consider hiring some support and really get your business so that it's not stuck in the same place you are right now a year from now. Because let me tell you, sister, it is so possible to stay stuck and it just does not feel good. So if you're ready to really make a bigger impact, make enough money to live the lifestyle that you really want to be making, I have figured it out and I want to show you how to do that. So book that call with me if you want. I would love that. Linda, hi, thanks for being here. And Suzanne, awesome, thank you. There's a value component and proof of concept to earn the right to charge the price. You are right. Yeah, and of course, I can't get into all of that today, but of course, it's really the value of the result that you're providing for somebody. So, I'm certainly not recommending that you charge more than you're comfortable with. What I'm recommending is that you create a package or program that makes people see the value in all that you're offering and want to pay that higher price point. And I think it's just an easier way. Then you're only re-enrolling people every 6 to 9 months, maybe 3, 6, 9 months, or a year, instead of every single session, right? Or if you're selling packages of 4, then it's once a month to have to re-enroll someone. So awesome. All right. Well, that is it for today, ladies. Have an amazing day. Thanks for being here. Let me know if you have any questions, leave a comment, and I will talk to you next week, if not sooner, in the group. All right. Have a good day. Bye.